Yo, move out the way. We got Miss Elliot coming through.
That is Missy Elliott. She lost a lot of weight. I heard she eat one crack a day.
Oh, girl, well, I heard the bitch was married to Tim and started fucking with Trina. Well, I heard the bitch got hit by 3 zebras in a month.
Ready? Okay. So, hey everyone. How's it going?
How is your Monday night going?
It's Carlye Delia McConnell the first here, and Rissa the whore here.
I hate you. You're just jealous because I was in beautiful Key West.
Yes, Rissa's back. She left for a short while.
Yeah, I was
in
on
between
vacation.
last podcast and this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
New things
how
in
was
life.
that? You got some new
Pretty.
experiences.
Well, first night, got a tattoo, got a new piercing. So that was real interesting. it just went uphill from there.
I get a Snapchat from Rissa probably about 10 o'clock at night.
No, it was like 6 in the afternoon.
Yes, you're right. This was very early. It was still light out.
Yeah,
I get a
black
Snapchat
out.
from Rissa, and she's getting a tattoo with her sister who turned 30, who never liked tattoos, like never. But then I think when we went on her bachelorette weekend, that all a tattoo takes is a little idea, a little seed planted in the mind.
It's just gross.
And yet you can't eventually stop thinking about it. So I think...
She said she knew going into QA. She's like, I knew we were getting tattoos. And I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't.
Surprise to me!
Did not know this was happening.
That's when, as soon as Rissa said it to me, I'm like, "You're getting waves, aren't you?"
Yep.
Because that's when we went on Sammy's bachelorette, it was, I just really want waves because I love the ocean. So I knew that they were getting
It was
waves.
happening. It happened real fast.
So Rissa got a new tat.
New tat, new piercing, which I regret because it hurt so bad. It's on like...
Yeah, she can't even
My
have
ear.
her headphones on right now because the
feel like a
piercing
fool.
hurts.
Yeah. But it was an interesting weekend.
Yeah.
Lots of fun, though.
Every time I got a Snapchat, it was just more and more alcohol.
Yeah, it's chaos everywhere.
And then as I'm saying things downstairs, like, "Oh, I saw that," and they're like, "We don't remember that at all."
No.
So I think I remember more
You
of your
probably
Key West trip than you
You probably
do.
Oh, God, it was great. It was rough, but it was great.
Yeah, the liver is hurting.
Oh, I can't drink anything for water for about a year now.
Yeah, you probably need it. Detox a little
Detoxing.
bit. So this week, I thought we would do phobias. Or just in general things that we hate.
Yeah, I wouldn't say phobias. I would say more of things that really, like...
Disgust me.
Yeah.
Because Rissa and I are saying, so I'll get right into it. Probably my most disgusted thing that anybody who knows me knows that this is my worst nightmare is hair. I cannot deal with, like, I'm as a germaphobe when it comes to hair. And everybody says, "Oh, well, you're afraid of hair." I'm like, no, I'm not afraid of hair. Like, I'm not afraid like a hair monster's going to come get me, like attack
It
me
should
and
be.
kill me. Well, depending on the person, it could be possible. But I'm so disgusted by hair. I can't touch it. It's hard sometimes, depending on the type of hair. I can barely look at it.
Have you ever seen
It's-
that, like, picture, and it's, like, a girl on, like, a plane, and she, like, she's really long hair, and, like, she puts it over the back?
Yeah. Oh, I just got a chill thinking about it. That's my worst nightmare. And there have been so many situations where I've been put in where there will be like a bunch of hair or something, and I can't make a scene because it's a weird thing to tell people that you're really disgusted by hair. So
I'm disgusted by you.
I hate you. But I remember one time, a lot of times in school, I would like go sit down at my desk in a different, each classroom.
Yeah,
And if there would be hair on the desk, oh my God. And I can't touch it. Like, I'm that disgusted. I just think it's the dirtiest thing. Even like people's hair that I know. The only time I can ever touch hair is when I get really drunk, and then it just becomes like a party game. Like, oh, Carlye can all of a sudden touch hair, and then everybody's like giving me their hair to touch. But that's only when I'm so drunk that I'll...
Do you, like, wake up the next morning, like, full of regrets?
Oh, yes. I got another chill thinking about
Full
it.
of hair regrets?
I think it all started because I think it must have been like in food or something, and it just started from there. It's just, I hate it so much. But I've kind of always hated... like lint and all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't like
anything that comes off of a human body, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Because dogs, no problem. It could even be a long-haired dog. Like, and I don't mind at all. But I think that it really comes down to that I hate people and I like dogs.
You're
Like, when you get to
disgusted
the
by
root. Yeah, when you get to the root of it all, I think that's what it is. So what is something you're disgusted about?
Mostly cleaning things. Like, not like, but like when like you have to like take stuff out of like the sink and there's like wet food. Like I hate wet food.
I can't stand when people put stuff in the dishwasher, in the sink, and they'll put like a bowl or like maybe like a pan, like a big a long pan that maybe you'll cook like brownies in, and then they put a bunch of silverware in the thing. I gotta reach into that dirty ass water, and it's usually cold because it's always
wet
cold.
Bread is one of the worst.
It's disgusting. I hate when you got like your dishwasher has it. Ours had it, and I took it off. They have the individual holes to put the silverware in.
I hate putting. There's another thing. I do not like putting silverware in the dishwasher because like I have to like touch where like people's mouths were.
Yeah.
So I always make my dad do it.
I always try and do it and drop it quick enough where I can pull my hand away quick because I do not. I mean, you can wash your hand right after, but
it's just that feeling.
I just hate it so much.
It's just mostly it's like mostly cleaning up after other people. Like I don't like taking the trash out. I hate taking the trash out. Like, it grosses me out. Like I hate being near trash. I also this is like probably my most like, this might be a phobia. It's so bad. Sponges.
The sponges, I remember, I think it was Mythbusters. They did a thing, and the sponge is the dirtiest thing in your whole
it makes sense. I am disgusted by sponges. Like, I won't use them.
No, they're just as a science approach to it. They're literally just
bacteria, like petri dishes.
Yeah, because it's bacteria can grow, loves like a wet area,
porous area. The only time I'll use a sponge if it is brand new out of the package and I'll use it once.
What if it's like a hot sponge?
Oh, that's even worse.
No, see, I prefer, because if it's hot, then I know that it's killing the germs.
Yeah, but then it's like warm germs.
No, they're dead.
It's warm filth. And like, that's especially like food, like, you know when like someone like scrubs something and like it like gets in like little sponge holes. Like imagine if it was like brownies or something and like scrubbing the pan.
Yeah.
And then like it like gets like a layer of like brown
yeah.
So
I hate as we're talking about warm filth, a bath. No.
I know, I would love a bath.
You're sitting in your own filth.
But I'd only like a bath if it was like my personal bathtub.
Yeah, maybe that's why I don't like them, because I've never had my own personal one. I guess I sort of do now, but I don't know. It's just I get bored after a while. Like,
I'd be able to sit in there, read a book, light some candles.
No, I get grossed out. The water gets just like you're sitting in all your own disgustingness.
Don't bother me.
Like, you want to claim you clean, but let me tell you, people.
Well, like, I wouldn't take a bath to get clean. I'd take a bath to like relax.
No, I need to be cleansed, and it's not enough for me. Just get me in the shower, get me in and out. Although I love a really hot shower, like burning my skin, like I come out and I'm pink because the water's so hot. But
I can't take a hot shower in the summer.
No, even then. Like, even in, I just like warm stuff. Like, in my car, I'll put the heated seats on, like, all the time.
Yep.
I don't love like the heat.
I like the medium temp. Mid temp.
So, another thing I hate is the dark.
I love the dark. I actually noticed today when I came back that was open. Like, yeah, I have blackout shades in my room, and then I come in, and it's like a party. Oh, all the windows are open. Nice. Shades are pushed aside. I'm like, what is this?
I was in here while Rissa wasn't the other day, and I was going to sleep, and it was just too dark. And I'm like, I can't sleep like this. So I opened up your one blind because I need a little. And it was still, obviously, it was dark outside. I was going to sleep. But I need some sort of, like, I'm scared to death of the dark. I hate it.
I need, like, pitch black. I have blackout shades. I have a blackout mask.
No, I can't.
No light at all.
I'm just afraid. I need to know. I'm mostly like, you close your eyes and you can't see stuff, but then if there is something, then I need to, like, open up my eyes.
I feel like if there's, like, a little bit of light, I can see it with my eyes closed.
That's insane.
Like, I see, like, the red of, like, my eyelids. I'm like, nope, this isn't good enough.
You insane. And I also can't, so I guess this attaches to being afraid of the dark. I can't sleep with, like my bedroom door can be open. I'm okay. Like, I sleep with my bedroom door open every night, but it's mostly because my dog, as soon as I close it, my dog scratches to come in. And then if he is in, of course, as soon as I close it, he wants to go out. So it's just easier to leave it open. But, like, a closet door has to be closed. I actually was okay. I did leave your closet door. Like,
I was going to say, so do you just hate my room because the windows are always closed? My closet door is always open.
Well, the reason so when I was a little kid on, like, ABC Family, it might have been Fox Family still at the time. They had this show on it like on Saturdays, and it would be, I don't know, it was like a spooky show, and it would be these people talking about like spooky things that happened in their houses. For whatever reason, I liked watching in the daytime, and then all of a sudden like hours would go by, and then I go to
think
sleep.
about it.
Yeah, as soon as I go to sleep, I would think about it. And one of the stories was these girls were having a sleepover, and they looked like into the bathroom, like there was almost like a master bedroom where it had the bathroom, its own bathroom. They look into the bathroom door, and it's all dark, and there were just like two red eyes looking at them. Ever since then, I think that scarred me. Just that one story, like I freak myself out.
April Fool's prank now.
And that's that one story has scarred me until adulthood, where I cannot sleep. There's the other night I'm going to sleep, and I have like sliding like mirror closet doors, and it was open like a crack, and I'm like, I'm fine. That's just a crack. Like,
I'm good.
I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm an adult now.
Yeah. And I go to sleep. I'm laying in bed for probably 5 minutes, and then I look up, and I'm like, something could be looking at me through there. Like, and I know there's nothing in there. It's my own closet, but I'm like, but something could be looking at me. Like, I had to get up and I had to close it. It freaked me out so much. It's only at nighttime. I turned into like a 4-year-old, and I swear, I think still things are crawling around my bed. Like, I'm afraid to leave my foot off the bed. I've only gotten okay with not pulling my covers like all the way up to my neck because I'm afraid to leave my hands out. Like, I'm only in the last couple of years been okay doing that.
I'm like fully like
sprawled out,
blanket like barely on me.
No, I have the dark really freaks me. And it leads to so many other things, like the way I have to sleep with my blankets and like the closet door. It's
so, like,
all stemmed from the dark.
So like, what about like being out in the dark outside?
That's usually okay. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I was walking dogs at nighttime, but I was also in a really wooded area. Like, it was like a.
Well, I don't trust the woods at all.
That's the thing. Yeah, so I guess the woods could be a whole nother thing. I'm kind of freaked. Even the daytime, the woods.
I live in the
out.
suburbs. We don't have woods.
Yeah, in like the crowded suburbs. So only then I was freaked out. Like, if I'm on a crowded street, I'm fine. Like, I could walk down the street okay, but this particular area it was just like a bunch of woods. I'm walking alongside
Million choppers.
Yeah, I'm just like walking alongside, and it's like pitch black. Like there's hardly any street lights.
No, yeah, that is freaky up there.
Yeah,
and like all those houses up there, like there's nobody in them.
No, they're all just rich people who just decide not to live in their houses.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like that. Depends where I am at nighttime if I'm walking around. If it's like just a regular street, then I'm fine. I always do kind of though, like look behind me, like what if somebody's following me?
Well, I'm just always ready to like fuck people up.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm walking home, like, I'm like, if this person comes to the door, I'm a trained professional. I'm not at all. Not at all, but I'm like, I'm going to do this. You
got the confidence of one.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure I'd be okay.
And in school, they teach, like, at least I was taught in school, like, you got to walk with your keys in between your fingers, ready to gouge some eyes out in case somebody comes up to you. Yep. That's a whole nother thing we can get into that I'm afraid of. An extreme disgustation. Sort of. But rides, I think I am actually afraid of rides.
Yeah, you freak yourself out.
Yeah. And it's all myself. Like, once I'm on it, I'm really proud of myself if I actually do manage to get on one. But I get such extreme anxiety waiting in line to get on a ride that I ruin the whole ride for myself because of the extreme anxiety I have.
Have you just given up on rides?
On most of them, I think for a lot of them, it's not worth it to me. Like, to go through all that anxiety.
Except for Harry Potter.
Yeah, that I knew I would really regret if I didn't do that. If I will regret it, then I'll just suck it up and I'll do it. But there's a lot of them, like, I've never been on Space Mountain, which I know everyone has told me how tame. It's like a baby roller coaster, but...
Plus, it's in the dark. It's like a double whammy.
Yeah. It hit me where it hurts.
You also get smacked in the face with hair.
Yeah, I can't do that. I've people laugh at me when I tell them like I get such an extreme anxiety, but so I can't do like the drop of a of a roller coaster. I can't do the drop. Ever since I'm a little kid, never liked it.
See, I always love that, especially like even like in the car. Like I remember we used to go apple picking every year, and like there would be like this one like hill right before we got to the place, and like it made your stomach turn.
Yeah.
And, like, I loved that.
I never liked it. Ever since I'm a little kid, I used to cry. Every time I'd be on a ride, they'd have to stop it. And
there's actually a picture of you and Kenny, my brother.
Yeah, I'm like...
on the whip or whatever.
Yeah.
And Kenny's, like, having, like, the time of his life, and you just look like you're in
my eyes are enormous.
Like, your face is just full of regret.
It's the one thing.
3-year-old regret.
If I have to, like, and this is how bad I want to like rides. If there was one thing I could change about myself, it wouldn't be like anything about me. I wish I liked rides because it sucks. Like I was talking. There's a lot of the rides in Disney and Universal now. A lot of them are just the screen ride. So it's like a 3D. Like you just sit down and they make you feel like you're moving. But those work for me because if there's a spot where I feel like I'm dropping, I can close my eyes. So for like in Disney, there's a Star Wars one. My eyes are pretty much completely closed for the entire ride. So. Do
you get sick or are you just
No, I've never, even on a boat, like I get seasick, but I've never actually gotten sick. Like I don't even feel like I can't explain it. It's like I've never thrown up ever. But on a boat, I wear these bracelets that really help me. I haven't gotten seasick in a long time since I've been wearing those bracelets, but they don't work on a roller coaster. So, but I've tried, like the last time when we went to Harry Potter World, I took a Dramamine thinking, oh, this is for motion sickness. Maybe that'll help. Because I've researched things to help me, like to different things I could do that work for other people who don't like rides. And some people said Dramamine worked for them. But no, that doesn't. What I have found, depending on if the drop isn't too bad, what I found is if I almost like punch myself in the stomach. Not really, like I just hold in my stomach. Because what they think the drop feeling is that your intestines are moving and your body's like, I don't like this. For some people, they don't feel anything and it doesn't bother them. For some, they actually like that feeling. And for a lot of other people, they hate that. Their body doesn't know what to do with that feeling. That's me. So they said, hold in your stomach, hold your breath so everything is like really tight. And then for me, I'll hold my breath so my stomach is like really tight. And then as we're dropping, I just breathe out nice and slow. And most of the time, depending on the drop, I don't feel a thing. That really will work. But something like Splash Mountain probably wouldn't work. But then we were just reading. I was reading something. The Splash Mountain drop is only 3 seconds. That's it. Like 1, 2, 3. The drop is done. But the problem is that it's at the end of the ride. Yeah. So the entire ride up to there is ruined for me because the whole time I'm just anticipating that big drop. Because I thought about it. Because I'm going back to Disney. You're coming. We're going back to Disney soon. And I'm like, could I do Splash Mountain? It's only 3 seconds. That's it. But it's just, I would probably have to wait at least a half hour to get onto the ride. And then Splash Mountain, I think, is like a 10-minute long ride. And so you figure probably about 9 minutes waiting, just sitting there, which will feel to me like an hour waiting for that drop to come. It's just not worth it to me. I go on YouTube and I watch it. That's like, all I do is I watch rides on YouTube to see if I could do them. And Rissa said maybe I shouldn't, but I need to expect what's coming because then I can prepare myself and make the drop not too bad for me. Like Pirates of the Caribbean has a little drop in it. I can do that one. Because I feel nothing. As long as I do what I gotta do, like hold my breath and stuff, then that's okay. But it's the one thing I really wish. It's as close to a panic attack as I've ever gotten, is waiting in line for certain rides. It's great. It's great. Theme parks are so fun for me. But the thing is, I still do like going. And because I don't know what it's like to like rides, so I'm okay with just being at a theme park. Like I'll be a bag holder. I'm perfectly fine with that. My friends always felt bad because I wouldn't go on things and I would hold their stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm really okay. This is all I know.
Leave me.
This is my life. So another thing that I don't like are ghosts.
See, I don't mind ghosts.
What about Lil David?
I just find it interesting.
But you can't read it at nighttime.
I actually can now. That's usually when I do think about it.
That's when normally he puts it up. So if you don't know, there's this Twitter
He's a
guy,
BuzzFeed
like an
illustrator.
Yeah. So he started this thing a couple months ago now. It's been going for a while.
I think his handles like Moby
Dickhead.
Yeah.
Moby_Dickhead, I think it is.
Yeah.
But he started this thing a couple months ago, and if you just go on Twitter and type in, it is Lil David, right? Or Little David? Dear David. Lil David.
Lil David.
So it's Dear David, and it's this guy, and he moved into this new apartment, and he started noticing all these weird things, and he's documenting it all. Like, he even got security cameras in his house, but it was his cats that kind of started it all. They would be at midnight, every night, they'd be waiting at the front door of his apartment.
And, scratching.
Yeah, and, they wanted to get out because something, and every time he looked through the peephole, there was nothing there. And then all of a sudden, then he would wake up with bruises on him and scratches on him. And then he started putting security cameras in, and he would be out, and for some...
Well, no, at first it started, he had a dream.
Yeah, so, that's how he knew about this little, David. He had a dream, and this little boy with, like, a smashed-in head kept coming to him in dreams. And somehow he found out where you say something like, Dear David, or something. And then he talks, the little boy would talk to him. And he found out that the little boy's, like, head was crushed or something in like, a food store, I think. And, like a aisle, like, fell on him.
Yeah, something really weird.
Yeah,
and it
so
was, like, really
died.
old.
Yeah, and so that's how the little boy died. But then he started setting up security cameras in his house, and he started getting alerts on his phone, like little dings, that there was movement going on in his house.
Things were falling.
Yeah, so then he put the videos on Twitter, and, like, things are moving, chairs are moving, and things are falling off the walls. And it's like, you can see his cats. It's not the cats. Like, they're just laying there. Mm. And then it started getting violent. Like, then, like, bad stuff started happening. Like, it wasn't like he got, like, really injured. But then the dream started getting, like, really bad. And most recently, he put up a security camera right above his bed. And you can... I see, now this is where I thought this was all real. Because I think I believe in ghosts. I think it's a little... It's naive to say that there's not something there. Mm-hmm. You know, like... So these pictures, I don't know if they're real or not. Like, I believed all of this until I saw those pictures. So it looks like the little boy is, like, standing at the foot of his bed, and he keeps getting, in every picture, he gets closer and closer until he's practically standing on top of him, like, in his face. Mm-hmm. The guy doesn't know because he's sleeping. And I don't know. They looked a little shocked to me.
But it's just weird because, like, he'd have, like, pictures before this, and it was, like, he would have the picture and, like, in, like, a weird, like, reflection, like, you'd see, like, an outline of a head, and, like, he would just post, like, regular pictures, and, like, people would come and, like, be like, oh, blah, 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 like, look in the window.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, it could all be staged, but it's, like, super interesting
it's just, like, a lot of stuff, and then he, like, went away to, like, Japan or something, and there was a statue that looked just like David's head. Mm-hmm. Like, it was crushed in on one side, and that's the kind of stuff where you're, like, he's been, like, recording stuff on Twitter about David for a while, like, how he looked.
6 months at least.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, he goes away, like, a month or two ago, and he sees a statue that looks just like him. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of stuff that's really weird. But, yeah, so if you don't know, do that. I don't have any ghost stories, thank God. I would be damaged for life.
The only thing I have really is me and my friend Casey were playing Ouija board, and like we were playing really late at night one time. She lives on a corner house, so we were playing like on the corner of like her sidewalk just to like make it even creepier being outside. So we were doing it. It was just the two of us, and like we were asking questions, and like we asked like, oh, like, are you a friendly ghost? And like it was like going back and forth like really really fast, like yes no yes no yes no.
I think those things work.
So we freaked out, and like we took our hands off at the same time. We ran inside, and I don't think we slept that night. Yeah, like it was just, and like we both swear like it was neither of us.
Yeah,
but it's just like it was going so fast.
I don't have anything. Not that. Yeah, I don't have anything. That's one time I came in from school and I was home alone, and this was when we had CD players, and the CD player, like the top of it, like opened all by itself. Like I was walking past it and the top of it opened and then it started playing. And I'm like, maybe that was just, like I ran out of the house. I was like, oh, it's a ghost. But I think it was probably just something.
Like you stepped and like it shifted.
Yeah, like maybe like I stepped on the floor in it because we had wood floors, so maybe it like shook something. And then one time I was in the kitchen, I was getting a soda like later at night, and the soda just started like moving on the countertop. And I remember looking at it like maybe the countertop's just like greasy or something, and I think I felt it. But then I think it was really there's like condensation on the outside of the can, and that was kind of making it move, and it was like slanted. So
but when you first see this you're like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Yep, definitely gonna die. Because then there's always I did read something that like this guy who swears he lives in like a haunted house. He always says that like if there's something going on, then he audibly says, hello, I acknowledge your presence, but you are scaring me, so please go away. But like a polite way of saying it. And he says, and that usually will stop whatever's freaking him out. I'm like, I could not live in a place where some freaky stuff. I would be scared. I'm afraid of the dark.
I would just also be like always aware of like, are the ghosts judging me?
Yeah, like, are they watching me?
like, all right, my nose is itchy. Yes, I'm picking my nose. Yeah. Itchy. Stop judging me, ghost.
So, another. Oh, do you have anything else? I'm just going down my list.
I'm a lot less.
Yeah, I got a lot of things.
A lot less
obviously.
than you.
I my mind is just constantly
There's
afraid.
a lot of things like I don't like clowns, but I just think they're all murderers.
Yeah, so what is the one of that you're afraid of clowns? What's that phobia called? I can't remember.
Let's see if Siri knows. Siri, what is the phobia of clowns?
Does she know?
Carlrophobia? Carlro.
I thought it was something I knew.
I just can't read.
Chlorophobia? I thought it was something like arachnophobia. Everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Claustrophobia. Huh. Yeah.
I'm not afraid of being like stuck in somewhere, but like I wouldn't like to be like stuck in a box. But I feel like that's normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm fine, like if I'm locked in a room, I'm just like whatever, I'll take a nap.
Yeah, there's some people who like if they cannot even be locked in. No. If they know they're locked, then that's almost like a form of claustrophobia.
That's fine. Yeah, I think I'm pretty
yeah, you just
low
don't care.
No.
You just your like mood is just constant. It's just like if a mood could be monotone, that would be your mood. Like just imagine what's his name, Ben Stein, like Bueller. Bueller. That's Rissa's mood at all times.
And just nothing really bothers me.
No, you're not ever like excited or angry,
annoyed. Or like I was walking through the airport today. My mom is annoyed by everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like everything, and I'm just like, I can't travel with you. Like you stress me out just because like your mood like comes onto mine. And I'm just like I don't notice things. Just leave me be.
Yeah, like if you point it out, then I'm gonna get like annoyed and stuff. But if you just don't point it out, then
but, like the outside world really doesn't affect me. So
no.
I'm just kind of bopping along.
I also hate dolls, like fancy dolls, like rich people dolls. I hate them.
This girl I worked with at another grooming shop is like obsessed with like haunted things, and she has like haunted dolls.
No, why? I
will show you a picture. They are the creepiest things in the world.
I hate them.
Like they look like you look at them and you're like haunted.
So our papa bought my sister, the 80-year-old Erin, dolls when she was like a little kid, and I'm gonna have nightmares.
She has multiple. They all have like, it looks like they have like burned faces.
Yeah, so they're like the dolls, like so if I say a creepy doll, something's in your head. That's what they are.
Yeah, just think
they're
of
like
the worst possible.
Like China face dolls or whatever, like ceramic faces.
Yeah,
with bald heads and ugly clothes. But that's what Erin has, ones that are all of like princesses, but they're not like Disney cartoon princesses. They're like, they actually look like women. And she had one of the Wicked Witch, and it's probably a lot of money.
Yeah.
But my mom,
like green, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and she's got a broom, and it's bigger than a G.I. Joe. Like it's a pretty big doll. But my mom used to have it in her bedroom. Like I would not go in my mom's bedroom if that doll was in the bedroom.
I remember that. That was awful.
It's creepy. I don't like dolls. Like, and it's always in horror movies where the dolls, they like turn their heads.
You know what I don't like? Child twins.
Yes. Twins
I
are
may be
freaky.
afraid of them.
Identical ones though. Like fraternal, identical. I don't care about.
Holding hands.
Oh,
like
identical?
if I ever like, there's a chance I will have twins. Because, like, in, like, the family line.
Yeah, because your grandma's a...
If I do, they will never be matching.
No.
They will have completely different haircuts.
Yes.
Maybe one will have a face tattoo. Just to make sure they don't look alike. They will never hold hands.
No.
Never. I will, like...
I will say, like, Shining Girls.
If you hold hands, you will die. Like, I will put that in their head. Like...
You're like, someone will come and cut them off.
Yeah. You will lose your hands. Lie all you want.
Still that fear.
Lie, steal, whatever. Don't hold hands.
No, that's creepy. They're all identical twins are ruined now because of the girls from The Shining.
Sorry if there's any identical twins, but probably not. I think you're just like our 5 friends.
Yeah.
But hey, Jay and Nat. True fans.
Our only true fans. This is another, I want to say it's close to being a phobia, is upsetting any dog in any way.
Can you upset a dog?
I guess not, because even if you step on them by accident, they're still like,
I'm sorry!
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I was standing here. But it's really a thing that I worry about. Like, I can't even... James a lot of times will talk just, like, sternly to our dogs. And I'm like, stop yelling at him!
I kind of talk shit to Marla. Like, if she's doing something bad, I was like, everyone is judging you. Like, I'll kind of, shame her into listening. So I think I'm going to take the same tactic with my future children.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Shame them into everything.
Yeah. You know what? And it makes them have a sense of humor when they get older.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Or a lot of therapy.
It could go either way. But if Fredo goes outside, and we live down the street from a school, so he goes outside and he barks, and he's like, and it's like a howl, and it's awful, and it scares everybody because it's so loud. So then he comes back in, and I'm like, what do I tell you about bad boys? Nobody likes bad boys. So, like, he doesn't know. He just wags his tail.
But I'm a bad boy.
I'm so bad. But that's a thing I really don't want to do, is upset any animal. So I wrote down the 10 most common phobias just to give you an idea. So spiders. So I don't know. These aren't ranked. This is just
I don't mind spiders.
I don't mind them. Like, I know there's people who like can't even like look at them. Like, there was Amy, our little cousin, came over a couple weeks ago, and there was we went apple picking, and there was a spider on an apple. She went and picked an apple. She screamed and threw it and then ran. And I was like, what's the matter? And she finally told me. She was like, there was a spider on that apple. And I was like, trying to teach her, like, because as a little kid, I'm like, oh, let's get her, like, interested in things. And I'm like, but spiders kill other bugs. Like, they're actually good for kind of stuff like that.
It could also be like, I should be afraid of spiders. I stepped on a spider once, and I couldn't walk for, like, a week, like, when I was a little kid.
Oh, was it a bad one?
Yeah, my foot blew up.
Yeah, it's rare in Jersey.
It was actually at your old condo that I stepped on it. Remember that little, like, circle you had?
Yes, yeah.
It was in there. Because I was running barefoot, because I was like a Tarzan. Just running through, like, this, like, how big was that?
Probably not. To me, right now, like, it seems like it was huge.
It was like, we were in, like, a forest.
So we used to live in this apartment complex, and it had, in the middle, like, trees, like a tree area.
Probably like 5 trees.
Yeah,
no, but it was, like, pretty thick, but it was, like...
We used to go running it all the time and just
like,
play
it was
in there.
probably, like, the radius of it was probably, like...
Maybe like half a football field.
Yeah.
Probably about that. But to me, we were in the
jungle.
Yeah, it was huge.
Just run through it barefoot.
Yeah, it's rare that there's bad spiders here. Most spiders are nothing here. But I was trying to tell her, like, no, spiders, like, they kill all the bad bugs and stuff. But no, she wasn't having it. I guess some people are just... But I know her mom's really afraid of spiders, so I don't know if that...
Like...
Yeah, I think that might have... rubbed on off. So another one is dogs. That's one of the most common phobias.
Well, I feel like if someone had like a bad experience when they were like a kid.
That's what it said. A lot of people, if they were bit, but when they were a kid, then it can easily go into adulthood.
My uncle used to be really afraid of dogs. Like my dad was telling me, like, his best friend had a dog, and he would go run over, ring the doorbell, and run across the street and like scream across, like, can she come out to play? And now he has a little Frenchie who was like the cutest little thing, so he overcame it.
I guess, to me, that sounds like an easy one to overcome. Just go with the really nice, but
just
also...
Go let dogs run over your entire body.
Yeah, but also I'm scared to death of really stupid things, so I can't really say too much. Snakes, obviously, a big one.
My friend can even hear the word snake.
Really?
Yeah, Casey. Wow. She hates...
I like snakes. I think they're cool.
Me too. When I was little, my friend used to have a snake, and I used, like, every time we were like, can we go feed it? And, like, we'd feed it, like, little dead mice.
Oh, yeah, pinkies, I think they're called.
And it was so, like, cool, like, seeing it, like, because, like, you see it go through, like, the entire snake until
I think snakes are cool. Yeah. Another one is social anxiety.
I think I have this, but then, like, I get in a social setting, and I'm, like, a fool and like attention. Yeah. So, like, I'm like, oh, I have to talk to people. Then I get there, I'm like, I'm the center of attention. Yeah.
I was talking to Nana the other day. I got stuck talking to her, and she starts going off on millennials and stuff. And she's like, none of you are social. You all have to, like, none of you can, like, have a conversation and stuff. And because she just thinks cell phones are just the root of all evils today. And I was like, but what do you think I'm using my phone for? I'm communicating with other people. Like, maybe it's not like face to face.
Like, communicating or educating yourself.
Yeah, like, I'm connecting with something. I'm connecting
Unless
somehow.
you're a Trump supporter, then you're just trolling.
Yeah. So.
Throwing that out to all you Trump supporters, which I think there's probably none listening.
No, I don't think so. Not by this point.
They hate women.
But I sometimes I like you said, sometimes I think I do. Like, sometimes I get like like I just start talking stupid.
Yeah, and then
but then like you kind of reel it back and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't so bad. And so I don't know, maybe all of us have a touch of it, but I guess there are some people who really can't. Like if it's a phobia level, then you probably really can't even go out to any social setting.
See, I just think I'm lazy and don't want to leave my Netflix den.
Yeah, but is that like a form? Like me, like I really just like being alone. But is that because of social anxiety? I don't know.
I'm pretty content with like my own company.
That's it. I just like being like watching stuff.
But then when I'm out with people, I'm like, I never want to leave.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is like getting ready.
Yeah.
Once I'm out, I'm usually fine, but it's the getting ready part, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it. So the next one was holes.
Oh, this might
I
be
think
one
it's
of mine.
called tryptophobia or something.
There's like always articles about it, and like
On
I
BuzzFeed?
hate it. Like but I need to look at them all.
I didn't know I hated it until BuzzFeed started putting up all these videos, and I do hate it.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's like, so there's this, they'll show a hand, and it's got,
It's like photoshopped with
like
like
I'm getting
a eucalyptus
I'm getting
seed
like
or something.
goosebumps like all over myself right now just thinking about it. It's called tryptophobia if you don't know what it is. So it's just imagine like a zoomed in sponge, like all the caverns and stuff of a sponge, and it's surprising. Like you're saying it and you're like, that's not that bad, but really look at it and it really is. Like it will give you the creeps. I don't know what it is. It's so weird. Next one is flying, which I think is a really big one.
Another
for a lot
one,
of
like
people.
I love, like I was talking today because I was on a plane, and I'm like, my favorite part of flying is like when we take off and like you get like pushed back into your seat and you're going really fast and like you feel like the bottom drop out.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, and then I love coming down and like you're just like, boom.
Oh, and when you finally hit. For what I see now, flying, and I guess it's because I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Flying, I'm perfectly fine with. Like, and you would think, because there is that bottom out feeling, which I'm fine. And when I get to that state of panic before a ride, any kind of movement, like, bothers me. Like, I did go on one, like, adult roller coaster, and you start out, you literally sit down, buckle up, and you go, like, 0 to 60. And even that, like, going that fast, that bothered me, which normally I do that all in my car, like,
yeah, you
all
do,
the
like,
time.
double that in your car.
But
Fast.
I'm fine, like, in my car, but I think it's because I'm in control, and I think with, like, a plane, when you do that, it's because I've been doing it for forever. But I don't know, maybe next time I go on a ride like that, it's really tame for most people, but it's a nightmare for me. Maybe I'll just imagine like I'm on a plane.
Yeah, and it's like, this is an airplane.
It's not going to work, but we'll try it.
Marla has entered the conversation here.
Hey, Maud.
Hey, Maud. Just lay down.
The next one, which I think I can go with this one, and also you, as we've gone over, is germs.
Yeah, I don't like other people's, like, I feel like the worst thing that could happen to me is someone threw up on me. Not death. Not, like, impalement. Getting thrown up on.
Yes, disgusting. I definitely, there's certain things. Like your dad was just saying, Rissa was like, I can't take out garbage. Like, it disgusts me. I can't do it. And he was like, you pick up dog poop. But it's weird. Like, you attribute some things, like, there are some things I'm really grossed out about, and other things it's like dog poop. It's just, maybe it's, again, like, you're just used to it, and so.
Just like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
The garbage, I don't.
Exposure.
I just push it onto someone else.
Next one is small spaces and also open spaces.
Neither one bothers me.
No. Crowds, perfectly fine in.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if you didn't like a crowd? Like, you couldn't go to a concert.
No, that would be awful.
That's awful. Just, like, die right then and there.
Yeah, you're not
like,
it's not worth living.
You don't have a life. And the last one is heights, which I didn't know I kind of had a problem with heights until I went there was like a birthday party when I was a kid, and I went rock climbing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna climb up there. How hard can that be? And then all of a sudden I got like halfway up, and I'm like, I don't like this, and like, but I don't know. I go on a plane all the time. I go into high buildings. I can look out the window and stuff. It was just that one time when I went rock climbing, literally, and then I would be like, come on, let's go. Like, I gotta get up to the top. And I would get, like, I would just paralyze, like, I couldn't move. And so, I don't know, it's strange. But maybe it's because, like, if you're in a building, I know I'm not gonna fall out a window. Yeah. But when you're rock climbing, I don't know, there's nothing around me, so. What are you biting?
Stop biting my blanket.
She wants to ruin your favorite blanket.
She does. It's older than you.
So that's all I have for phobias. Any more you want to?
I have a phobia of
your face.
The patriarchy taking over the world.
We'll have to do another feminism episode soon because it's just a moving thing every day. It just keeps going and going.
On my vacation, I refuse to look at anything.
You really have to. I mean, you got to take, that is a vacation, is not looking at anything going on in the news.
Being woke is exhausting.
It is. It's so exhausting.
That should be another episode we do.
What?
Like everyday woke things. Like I watch movies sometimes and I'm just like, that's not right.
Yeah, there's some movies that are changed now forever because of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we got a couple more things. We got some ideas for the next few episodes. All right. So, as usual,
we're gonna sign off now.
Have a nice week.
Stay classy. Podcast Central.
Yep. Goodbye.
Man.
I heard she eat one crack a day.
Girl, well, I heard the bitch was married to Tim and started fucking with Trina. Well, I heard the bitch got hit by 3 zebras and a monkey. I can't stand the bitch nowhere.
When I woke up in the peach, I ain't got any speed. I'm a bad man, but Jimmy got damn it, motherfucker.